Your style and your flavor make the city rock. They must say the season come out with a bang. Coach Minzy, best round here. Remember that.
Testing. 1 3 1 3 1 3. Audio check. Audio check. Check. Testing. Testing. I see Sue Miller in the building. Chelsea Peart in the building. Welcome in. Welcome in, everyone. Testing. All right, so sound is up and running. All right, people, welcome back to the channel. Thanks for joining us in another episode here on the coach's desk. Trusting that everybody is doing okay and everybody is doing all right. So we're in for a treat tonight, folks. Yeah, we're here for a treat tonight. We're going to have hopefully a lively discussion. This should be a call-in segment, people. So all the shy people, come and let your views and your voice be heard. Yeah? Yeah, man. We want to hear from one, man. We want to hear from every single person. All right? So, big up everybody. Please remember to like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Yeah, welcoming everyone. We see people are rolling in. Onika in the building. Stronger than ever in the building. Good night. Welcome in. Tony Green, welcome in. Motivator, welcome in. Simeon, welcome in. Let me make sure, say I'm early for this one. Julius Gooden, welcome in. Me just eat a turkey sandwich. Remember, this has effect on the Turkish desk. I mean, the coach's desk, So I have to come out tonight in my colors to represent the real colors. You understand? Full Jamaica outfit. Means the bar and try get in Jamaica. Good body, what go on? Big up yourself, One Christian. Motivator, big up, Welcome in. Taik in the building, welcome in. Desmond Lambert, welcome in. Desmond, I say over there in England, big up yourself. Marcia Cross, welcome in. Sorry, everybody except for Pinnock. Michael Young, would there be an issue if the athletes switch to USA? I don't know if USA would want that. Jamaica and US are big rivals, So many things that no bid is going to be made for them. Not important. Big up yourself. Welcome in. Opal Lewis, welcome in. Carol McPherson, welcome in. People, make sure to like up the video, Like up the video so more people can see that we're on and it go out in the recommended page, all right, on YouTube. Because we want to have a discussion tonight. Tonight's discussion, we want your involvement, people. We want to hear from you, right? We want your views. I don't want to only be here tonight to talk about, what I think. You know what I mean? I want to get a wholesome feedback from every single person tonight because we are all stakeholders when it comes down to the track and field, And we want to we want to ensure that our voice is loud and clear. Big up to the silent watchers. Big up to the people them who are watching not liking the video. I'm just letting you know that if you like the video, I cannot see who likes the video. I can only see who is commenting. So if you did not comment, I won't be seeing that comment. So you don't have to worry, about. But since you're here, just support the thing by liking the video. All right? Yeah, man, big up yourself, Nikki. You return the wagon and give the people back their deposit. Oh, man. Why you so, what can I say? Why are you so exposing Mr. Rob Smith? Black African, welcome in. Big up yourself. So, folks, the first thing I want to touch on, really felt it for Rajinda more than others because he had no sponsorship even after securing an Olympic medal and had to work and train. Only 27 likes. Yo, I'm not going to stop and ask for no likes still in a Raquel because I don't have no time for that. So we just move on with the program. Who want like, who no want like, no like. So we have now officially returned back to the coach's desk. It's no longer no Turkish desk. So I don't want to come call me a Turkish desk. See it? That name is no more. So please cease and desist from using that term. Yeah? So Onika, don't follow Rob Smith. All right? Sorry. Drink some water. All right. So first thing I want to pull up, people, is for you to see this press release from the J3s. I think they had an emergency press meeting today. You understand? So they ensured that they have this to what you'd say, let the public be aware of their stance on the matter. Right? So this is for immediate release. Statements from Garth Gale, president of the Jamaica Athletics Administrative Association, better known as the J3A or the J3As. Now, the J3A acknowledges the recent decision by World Athletics regarding the applications for transfer of allegiance submitted by Roger Stoner, Wayne Pinnock, Jadon Hibbert, and Rajendra Campbell. We respect the authority and mandate of World Athletics to safeguard the integrity of the international competition, which is the key part of this situation that is happening right now. International competition. At the same time, the J3 remains steadfast in its commitment to the welfare, development, and advancement of all Jamaican athletes. Our core responsibility is to nurture and support local talent, ensuring that our athletes are provided with the opportunities, resources, and environment necessary to excel at the highest level. So, J3, if you didn't know, this is a part of their responsibility and mandate. So they are making it clear, right? With respect to the timeline of events, the J3 became aware in April 2025 through public reports in the media that 4 Jamaican athletes were seeking to transfer allegiance to another federation. This matter subsequently gained widespread public attention. The association later received formal correspondence from the Turkish Athletics Federation in July 2025 confirming the applications. It is important to note that historically the J3 has never submitted any petition to World Athletics to block athletes from transferring allegiance. This position reflects our long-standing approach, as there have been previous instances of athletes seeking transfers, and the association has consistently respected the established international processes governing such requests. To our athletes, we reaffirm that you remain valued members of Jamaican track and field fraternity. Whether your path continues under the black, green, and gold or evolves in a different direction, the J3A stands ready to engage constructively and provide support where possible. The J3A will continue to act in the best interest of the sport and all its stakeholders, guided by principles of transparency, fairness, and athlete-centered development. End. So that is the press release by the J3A. So they are possibly, distancing themselves from the probably the fact that people are saying that they are the ones who block this whole thing. They are responsible for I mean, remember, J3 would have been outspoken where this is concerned, and they indicated that they are going to table it to World Athletics, where this transfer of allegiance is. And apparently they did, because we had a situation where World Athletics recently amend a rule that actually started on March 27th, and I do see that as being a part of the process. Yeah, I mean, when this conversation initially came out, my understanding is that the J3s, the member federation, had to set up what we'd call a panel to go through this, to ensure that they review and then they send it off to World Athletics. But it seems as if that's not the case in this situation. So from what I'm getting from this is that the J3s are distancing themselves from the situation. However, what I can tell you is that they also indicate that they will welcome these athletes with an open arm. So they are not shying away from welcoming them back. But of course, there's a lot of mixed reviews where the fans accepting back these athletes. A lot of people pick sides. A lot of people believe that, these athletes, probably never acted according to how they should act. And, they would have burned their bridges, right? But I think this is really, really crazy. Some people, when we're having the conversation, indicated that something like this could have happened. And there you go, it happened. So it is very sad that this is happening to the athletes, because from what I'm gathering is that they would have cut all ties. Well, not all ties, but their mental space would have been in that trajectory where they have wind Jamaica and they are thinking about representing that country. Yeah. I remember seeing a photo when 3 of the athletes, actually, I don't know if it was a training session or what, but they actually were together in a photo. It seems as if they were coming from practice or training, if you call it. So they are very much involved in the fact that, we are about to move to Turkey. And one of these athletes, they are devastated. Roger Stoner is not feeling too good about the ruling by World Athletics, and they is possibly seeking legal counsel where that is concerned. So we're going to have this thing drawn out, because obviously If he's going to seek legal counsel, then it's a clear indicator that, hey, I am not going to represent Jamaica. Right? And they have grounds apparently to actually, make their appeal. All right. But I want you to listen. I have some clips for you to listen, folks. I want you to listen to these clips before I open the phone line, because I want to put all the things out there so that you can have an understanding of what is really happening, how other people feel about the situation, what Roger's agent feels about the situation, and what the Turkish Federation is going to do where this is concerned. Because this is a matter of people sign contracts before, hence the reason they want to ensure that, hey, do I have to do this to do that, or do I have to pay back some money and stuff like that? So it's a really ticklish type of situation. But I want you to listen and hear what the first person I'm going to have you listening is Coach David Riley. So you guys are going to tell me if you're hearing, right? Are you hearing? Selector sound now work. Better work tonight, you know. Guy, people in half a year are gone. You not hear, Jaja. Me not hear myself, so me I wonder what go on. All right, we get back to that one there. We will get back to that one. I guess that one they not probably not to play. But we'll get back to it. We will definitely get back to that one. Hold on, let me try and see if I really this now work or oh, I know why problem, people. I find the problem. Hold on, them. I have to go solve this right away. All right, so I have the headset on, people.
They all came at one time.
See, I have the headset on. I never remember. So we can go back to the first story. Me I hear the sound now, but I wonder where it come from. You see, I put my head at the mic for listen if see if this where it come from. Sorry about that. Things like this do happen. All right.
From a big picture standpoint,
This
it
is
is addressing
Coach David
a
Riley.
trend that the sport does not need for larger economies to benefit from the investment that smaller economies had to make, and just balancing that with some rules that allow for both concerns to be balanced, where athletes can switch allegiance, but not in the numbers in a refuting manner. that the information seemed to have suggested that Turkey had targeted based on their internal strategy. So this, I think, is important. Most Jamaicans were disappointed, but a lot of persons understand the concerns of the athletes. But for myself, I don't have an issue with those athletes reapplying and seeking to represent us. I mean, they're ours, and we certainly have no issue, and I have no issue with any of the athletes.
So that was Coach David Riley giving his views on the whole matter of the athletes switching. All right. So that is one version. I'm going to now allow you guys to listen to what Roger Stoner's agent is saying, because he is actually raising concerns because of what transpired with this situation. And before I play that, Stoner is very devastated, right? Because of this and of the allegiance ruling. Appeal is being prepared, and that is what the agent is saying. And his agent is Paul Doyle. So they are actually preparing this appeal to ensure that, you know, this thing really go through. So obviously, like I said, Roger Stoner making it clear that, hey, I want to make that switch. Yeah. So whatever they need to do so that it can be done. All right. So hear what the agent is saying. And this clipping is
for sure,
from
this was a disappointing result this morning that we found out about. Roger is very distraught and disappointed. You know, this is a guy who's changed his life to be in Turkey and be connected to Turkey. And I know they gave reasoning for their decision, but if you look at the transfers of allegiances that have happened in the past, and even over the past few months and 6 months, it seems nonsensical to me that these athletes could be rejected. You know, in particular, OJ that I represent, doesn't make sense to me how just because they all came at one time that they're not valid. You know, these athletes have changed their lives and devoted themselves to Turkey and to making a big change in their life, and now they're being restricted. It doesn't feel right. It feels like there's something else at play here, and that there's definitely some concern in my mind about how we got to this decision across the board for all athletes. When you can go back and you look through all the other transfer of allegiances that have been approved through the years and in recent times, and you try and convince me that their application was better or stronger than Roger Stoner's, I think that's a farce. You know, there's certain marks and boxes you have to check in order to make a transfer of allegiance, and Roger checked every single one. You know, there's nothing up for debate in that. Like, he's followed the rules completely. And so to me, this decision does not make sense. It feels like there's something else at play.
So you hear what Paul Doyle is saying, you know. He is suspecting that something else might be at play. Is he onto something, or is he just doing his job by representing his client? Because if you notice, he is emphasizing the fact that this man moved to Turkey. This man changed his life to be in Turkey, right? So this man is representing his athlete, and he's saying that, hey, he checked every box, balance every equation, every single thing that should have been done. So it has to be something else, right? And of course, he's the athlete's representative. So again, you suspect that he will, you know, be talking this way. However, I think the greatest thing that is coming out of this, people, is the fact that this is a government coordinated move by the Turkish government. And that is the critical part of this whole thing. Now, these athletes are not barred from being Turkey citizens. They just can't be a part of international competition. And if you note, that is what the press release from the JAAA is mentioned. I remember I highlighted it, stating that that is a critical part of the thing that is happening right now. You understand? So it is something that these athletes are going to have to seek legal counsel. And of course, they are not shying away from it. You know, one of the leading legal minds where sports law is concerned is one Dr. Emir Crone. He believes that the new rule implemented by the World Athletics, he's questioned the fact that they possibly would have had some procedural fairness of World Athletics. All right. And that is the decision that they would have made. And that is what Crone is saying. All right. He went on further to highlight that these athletes actually will have a case if they go to CAS. And if you're looking at the rule 2.22, unless otherwise specified, the decision issued by the Nationality Review Panel will come into effect on the date it is issued and be subject always to regulation 2.20 will be the full and final disposition of the matter in question on behalf of World Athletics. 2.3 saying a member and or athlete aggrieved by a final decision issued by the Nationality Review Panel under these regulations must request reconsideration of the decision pursuant to this regulation 2.23 prior to appealing that decision to the CAS. And CAS is the Court of Arbitration of Sports. And that is done in accordance with Regulation 4.2. No other challenge to the decision may be issued in any forum where a member and or athlete request reconsideration, then it must be requested in writing and signed by the member's president and or general secretary or chief executive officer or equivalent, and the time limit to file an appeal to CAS stated in Regulation 4.2 shall not begin until such time as the National Review Panel has communicated its written reasons for its reconsideration decision. So these athletes, they have a case. They can actually go to CAS. Right? So and this is according to the rules, not according to Dr. Crone. It is according to the rules of World Athletics. They can appeal. They can appeal. And I put it to you that already the Turkish Federation, Turkey Athletics, they will be appealing the decision by World Athletics to turn down the transfer of allegiance applications of 11 athletes, including 4 Jamaicans, which they are our interests at this moment. Right? And once they appeal it, they will be going to CAS. And once you go to CAS, well, I guess if they can present a case, then, but really and truly, this is a tough spot to be in, you know. Because once they're going to appeal, I mean, the appeal might not just be coming from the athletes, it's coming from the Turkey athletics, right? But the athletes could have just said, hey, nobody want to go, you know, and move on. But obviously they want to go. You understand? Also, too, one of the interesting thing that came out of this whole thing is that apparently the submission came on behalf of Turkey Athletics for the athletes, and they did not make an appeal on behalf of themselves or an individual appeal. And that is where things probably take a turn for them. I suspect that all the 11 athletes in question, the Turkey Federation would have made the appeal on their behalf. And that is where World Athletics is also having a problem. I remember this was also said on the media, you know, where they alluded to the fact that they want to put together a team that can challenge at the 2028 Olympics. So all of this is out there, you know. So this was a coordinated government-funded thing, you know. You get what I say? So, I mean, there are a lot of mixed views where this is concerned. People believe that the athletes should get an opportunity to choose. People believe that you don't have no ties to a country, why you want to be. It must be motivated by the green paper or the numbers in an account. Yeah. So, I don't know. But clearly to me, the athletes want this to be done because they would have signed contracts. You know, agents have them interest in it. The coaches have them interest in it. Everybody that surrounds the athletes have interest in it. All right, so we get in our first phone call of the night. Caller, welcome to the show. You're live on the coach's desk.
Big up CD, Wagwan.
What you deal with, Berto?
We're there. I want to chime in on this thing quick all day now because, you know, listen, there have been thousands of transfers over the years of athletes changing allegiance.
Mm-hmm.
Never in my lifetime have I ever seen a transfer done the way Turkey handled this.
Right.
They handle this arrogantly and unethically. Why do I say that? From that guy who came on the radio and was all over the place talking off his mouth about the $500,000 that them getting, disrespecting the federation. That federation is not doing enough for the athletes. We know that. But
Which guy?
The guy who came out from last year, man, who was all over the place. The guy from Turkey, who is the representative who was handling the whole thing.
Oh.
He must be interviewed all over the place, talking about when the whole thing broke, when Leighton Levy broke the whole thing, and then he was interviewed by, I think he was also interviewed by Keon Rayner. I'm not sure if you interviewed him. I don't think you did.
No.
The point is though, when Qatar took athletes back in the days, and even when they took the other sprinter there from to go to Turkey, it was done quietly. Nobody knew what the terms were. It was just handled in a very quiet way, and the athletes them leave. What Turkey did is this guy came out and made it clear that they're building a team for 2028. So right away, he already breached the first thing where it shows that it's a commercial transaction.
Mm-hmm.
These athletes were not transferring for the purpose of going to a new place, for a new living, a new experience, for whatever reason. It was clearly and solely a commercial transaction. That is why them shoot themselves in the foot in the first place. Then now, by having all of them, they doing all the filing and everything for them from the association. Listen, I don't care about the one who said this cannot go through the way how they have done it. It's unethical. It is wrong the way that they've done it.
So it would have gotten a lot of traction in the media. Hence the reason why there are a lot of footprints, digital footprints out there
exactly.
that is not going in their favor. Then
everywhere you can go and find evidence that this was a commercial transaction, because the Turkish official clearly said it out of his mouth that is a commercial transaction, that he basically said we're buying the athlete them to win medal in Olympics. And he mentioned the monies that were given. He mentioned the $500,000. He mentioned the housing. He mentioned the bonus for Olympics. When Qatar was doing their thing, we never knew none of that.
Mm-hmm.
And more than likely, the athletes did the filing themselves.
Yeah.
What Turkey has done, listen, World Athletics has to put a stop to this. Why? What Turkey has done is what it did went through. It would stop no country in the world from going into any other country and offering millions for the best athletes. And the athletes,
no man, hold on, Roberto. It would have stopped, man. Remember that the new rule is in effect now, you know.
The new rules.
So it would have stopped them from doing that.
Yes, you're right. The new rules would have stopped that anyway. But the way Turkey filed and did this whole thing, very unethical and very arrogant. To be honest, it was a very arrogant move by them. And listen, diplomacy tells you that there's certain things you don't do and say in the public. They came out swinging at the JAAAs, basically calling them in. We may know they are enough. You are Turkey, you're not Jamaica. It's just like you can't customer pick out a road, but me can cuss in my yard. You can't be coming on the ear and disrespecting at the federation. We know there's a lot of problems with the JAAAs, but we don't need Turkey to become telling us why them taking the athletes them. So and the thing is now, it leaves us in a position now where a lot of these athletes may not even want to come back to represent us.
You think they're gonna fear the backlash and the disrespect from the fans?
The only one that I think would be given a pass, to be honest, is Jaden. And that's because Jaden has come back, him give back. Jaden is young and impressionable, and I can forgive him and understand his case. But I see a certain level of, and you know what, I should not say it, because I don't want to insult nobody. But from what I've seen, I don't think the other three want to come back. And I don't know if Jaden wants to come back either, but I've seen some things that suggest that the others may not want to come back. And I think, based on how the others have acted, Jamaica steering, you're going to get the cold shoulder. When they get the cold shoulder from Jamaica, it's hot. You know what I mean? So, listen, I wish them the best, but this was the best decision that could have been made. And I think if they got the cast, they're going to lose same way, because the evidence is out there that this was a commercial transaction. And if the rules calls that and says that it should not be a commercial transaction, and you have everything out there in the open air to show that it's a commercial transaction, then it can't go through.
Yeah, but I mean, I get that point, but there are always loopholes in law, in Alberta, and
well, that is true.
these people
can poke holes in it.
Exactly. So I'm not gonna say that it's not going to go through, because they really have a situation where the federation has not been on their side in terms of helping them. The JAAA is based on what they have been saying.
Yeah, why would the JAAA be on their side and help them? I wouldn't do it either if I was a JAAA.
No, I'm not talking about that. Why they said that they are leaving? Because the federation is not helping them. That's the premise I'm talking. Yeah.
Yeah, I get you.
So
again,
so even when they present that case, though, it still might be a little bit dim, because
it's a weak case. It's a very weak case.
It has been touted or seen as a coordinated thing, So their corner might be very dark for real.
It's like weak case, CD. There's evidence and facts to show that Rajendra got money from the JAAA in stipends. Now I'm not talking about the business that wasn't talked in public before. So I'm not saying anything out of turn. And whether the money wasn't enough or not, the fact is, from you got some kind of assistance. Evidence is there to show that you got some kind of assistance.
Mm-hmm.
Right? I understand that the athletes want to transfer and they want to go make more money, and the money that they make here is not good enough. I understand all of that. But the thing has to be done the right way. We can't have the situation where we just buy a man with no ties whatsoever to your country. I mean, we can't, if we open the door to that, we're opening the door to something very dangerous. And I'm glad we're at it, can slam the door on that. And in this case, the way Turkey handled this, I will say it again, was arrogant and unethical. And they deserve for this to be thrown out. They could have done the same thing and handle it a different way now.
But Berto,
the way they handle it.
But Bert, yeah, I agree with that. But on that is on the Turkish side, right? But when you look at the athletes now, what are your thoughts on what is going through their mind, going through their head at the moment, you know? Because they would have put pen to paper, you know. Is it a case where
there's a lot going on right now? There's bitterness,
mm-hmm.
there's embarrassment,
mm-hmm.
there's uncertainty, because a lot of them, even they may have gotten some money already, and they may be wondering if the money they have to give it back.
Mm-hmm.
These athletes are now wondering, what is my position for World Championship 27
mm-hmm.
and Olympics 28? They may be saying, if I come back to Jamaica, they're going to eat me alive. Shame.
Yeah.
Some of them may have even thrown words at Jamaica. I'm not saying they have. I didn't hear for sure. But some of them may have thrown words at Jamaica and may not want to come back because they know Jamaican people stay.
Mm-hmm.
But here's the bigger picture. JAAA, please wake up. Please wake up. Get a secretariat. Get professional. Hire people to professionally run their organization. We have a lot of clout. And you know how we know we have clout, CD?
Mm-hmm.
The fact that JAAA put so much pressure on World Athletics.
Yes.
World Athletics, all of these changes, it tells them we have power.
Yes.
Why isn't the JAAA a richer organization than they are? Get a secretariat, a marketing team, and start to market. Usain Bolt has been retired for almost 10 years now, and look at the kind of, privilege he still holds with his sponsors. Not one of his sponsors has dropped him. We should have those kind of sponsors for the JAAA. The JAAA shouldn't just have Puma. The JAAA need to look outside now for international sponsorship. See when them send out the announcement for the teams with all kind of errors. They don't have a secretariat, and the excuse is always, we don't have no money, we don't have a secretariat, we're working as volunteers.
Mm-hmm.
You have Puma, you have clout. Hold these people and get these people to give them the money. Get 500,000 a year to put towards a secretariat. We can pay people to run this thing, and we can get bigger and more sponsors, and we can take care of the athletes. You put up $1 million in a fund for athlete welfare, and that money keep growing from interest and different things, and you can take care of the athletes better. But we need to stop this amateur behavior.
Yes.
For me, and the problem is, the president, no matter what I'm doing, will always get elected because he have clout in the organization. But we need to stop that. We need people who want to be forward thinking, because this kind of thing don't have to happen. We can never match Turkey, but we can take care of the athletes enough that at least they may not want to leave in a bitter way. You understand what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
We have the clout, we have leverage, and we're not using it. We're not using it, CD.
And you know what this is going to come back to, Berto? The fact that there's gonna be some talk about going back to the deal of the Adidas. A lot of this is gonna come back up now, because remember, one of the athletes called in and said that if they would have taken this, then the athletes probably is a possibility that they would have stayed, because a lot of what goes in that proposal was for the athletes to gain a lot of benefits. And
I have to wonder, why wouldn't you counter to Puma for the same benefits that Adidas was putting in? Or is it that you don't care about the athletes' welfare?
I'm wondering if they do. That's a very good question.
Because if you're in such a position of power where you can leverage what Puma has given you, remember what Usain Bolt said in his interview with RSG the other day now. He said Nike got him paid by Puma. You get that? I don't know if you heard that. The offer that Nike made to him in 2012 was so large, Puma had to match it to keep him. If we know what the Adidas offer was to Jamaica, why wouldn't the JAAA leverage that offer to get the same or bigger offer from Puma?
Yes.
Because Cuba didn't want to lose us. But then again, some other things are going like, I leave the party, but you know that going,
Mm-hmm.
you're in the business, so you know what go on, so things, trends and family. Yeah. Anyway, enough about the party. But we can do a lot better, CD. We need to do better. This is not Jamaica's track and field is too big to have been stagnant for the last 20 years. We have not gone anywhere further since Usain Bolt has left the arena. We have not utilized him or Shelley. We have not utilized the Elaine factor. Jamaica is a big powerhouse, and we have not utilized it in the way that we ought to because we don't have people working on our team to put those things out there. We're still working like an amateur, like it's 1971. We gotta change that, man. We got to change that.
but we change the name from amateur to administrative, and are we seeing?
But they're still amateur. They're still 100% amateur, and they have the leverage to get a proper secretariat that is paid for and hire people who can market the sport and deal with the athletes better and have welfare for the athletes. JAAA could be so strong. They could be the strongest administration in the world because Jamaica have clout, mad clout. We're not using it because people are lazy sitting down, know that we get voted back in anyway. And because our track and field is so strong, we know that we'll always have athletes running. We'll always find a Shania Douglas. We'll always find, a level because the athletes will keep coming every year. But while the athletes are coming, the JAAA is going nowhere. We got to fix that, man.
Yeah,
anyway,
man, those are some solid points you're making, Berto. I appreciate the call, man. Yeah, man.
Yeah, man, take care.
All right, you too. Cool. So, people, there you have it. There you have it. Caller sharing his views. Who is going to be the next caller? I asked the question, who gets the last laugh? Even though they might be going to CAS, who gets the last laugh? Yeah? I don't know. People still believe that the J3s, they have a lot to do with this. Because like Berta said, they have a lot of influence on world athletics because they actually said that this should be done and it was solved. They actually. So I don't know. I mean, trust me, people. It is. I don't know if I can say I'm sorry for the athletes. I don't really know. However, one thing I can say is that in any situation like this, I guess they were confident. You can't burn your bridges though, right? And I just hope that they wouldn't have done something of the sort because that would be, there's going to always be mixed reaction because I see some comments online and I'm telling you, some people are going in on the athletes. Don't make them pass back out of airport. Don't make them come, them for run them for block the door upon them. A lot of things have been said. And people are saying, yeah, man, give them another chance because these are medal contenders. You know what I mean? So, it is very interesting. Very interesting. This is not going to go away because I suspect that it's gonna go to CAS and it's gonna be possibly a race against time because they want to compete internationally. So let me clear that up again. These athletes can still remain Turkey citizens, but they won't be able to represent Turkey in any international or area competition. For example, World Championship and Olympics, which would have been the pinnacle. No, track universe. I'm no longer Turkish desk. You notice I'm wearing my Jamaican colors. So don't get it twisted. The cease and desist, you're just coming in, so you would have missed that part. Cease and desist from talking about that. People, the phone line is open. Remember, tonight is a call-in show. Now, we want to hear your voice. We want to hear your views. So call in. The number is at the top. I know people have different opinions on the matter. It was a stupid move from Hibbert, according to Rob Smith. Coach them take back the money. You know, I'm not sure if money is going to be taken back. I doubt that though, because a contract was signed. So I doubt that. Right? Caller, welcome to the show. You're live on the desk.
All right, thanks. Good night.
Good night.
I just have a quick one to make. Anybody who is rejoicing over the situation with the athletes right now,
Mm-hmm.
and let me preface this by saying, I too was hurt when I found out that these athletes who represented us so well and who are medal contenders and championship winners for us were actually leaving to go to greener pastures, so to speak.
Mm-hmm.
I was upset. I was torn by it. But it didn't take me long to acknowledge and to come to terms with the fact that every single one of these athletes, it's a business that they're doing.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, they're representing Jamaica and they're doing so well.
Okay.
But it's their livelihood. It's a business, just like every teacher who leaves Jamaica, including myself.
But caller,
for greener pastures.
yeah, but caller,
Every nurse, every doctor who we still have Jamaica in our heart. And we
caller, you're listening me?
Do anything.
You're hearing me?
Huh?
Make we have a discourse, man. So
man.
So you mentioned teachers and doctors and all of these things.
Yeah.
My question to you is that, are these teachers and doctors representing the country? Are they switching allegiance? I know that probably later on in their career, something like that will happen. But
there are slight differences in terms of
mm-hmm.
how we leave and why we leave, and in terms of representation. But once you're Jamaican through and through. You never cease representing a country.
No, but that is a different thing, you know, Michael.
No, but I know also, Coach,
mm-hmm.
that while teachers and doctors and lawyers might not get any stipend or get any special recognition, the athletes do get stipend and they get rewards and incentives when they represent Jamaica. Some might get more than others, but that's how it is.
Mm-hmm.
They do get some money from the government somewhere along the line. Teachers and doctors and lawyers don't get that, right? At the same time, we have to understand that these people, as young as Hibbert is, he's trying to carve a future for himself.
Mm-hmm.
And everybody, when they see an opportunity, they're going to go for it. And some of the same people who are down there bashing Hibbert and the rest of them, if they get the opportunity right now, and some of them will be bold enough to say, oh, I don't want to left Jamaica, just squeeze them one away and give them the opportunity and see how they jump on it.
But caller,
bunch of hypocrites they are.
Caller, hold on. I get the point, and you're trying to correlate the two, but I think it's different, because in order for Roger or Hibbert to represent Turkey, the first step, they would have to get their citizenship, right?
Right.
And they would have worked on that. They would have put pen to paper as well to sign a contract, right? But when all of that is done, in order to represent Turkey, they have to go through that period of eligibility, whatever it is.
Yeah,
I have a tongue tie right now. But it cannot be similar, because they get their citizenship right away. When a teacher leave, a teacher not get no citizenship right away.
That's
When
what
a
I'm
doctor
saying.
leave, a doctor not get no citizenship right away.
Exactly. I know
So that
there are nuances in the whole process,
mm-hmm.
and there are nuances in the situation as it relates to other professionals.
You see if
right?
you see if you did use hold on the Michael. You see if you did use just moving for greener pastures, then we could have understand it. But when you put a nationality compared to greener pastures, I think that is the part that you want to emphasize, But people are going to look at it as a false equivalence because it not correlate right there.
Well, listen, it might not run parallel,
Mm-hmm.
but there are similarities.
Yes, there are
The
similarities.
line. Because eventually, every professional who leaves Jamaica to work and to work for an extended period of time will seek a pathway to get citizenship either in the UK, Canada, or the US especially, and some places in Europe as well.
Mm-hmm.
And by so doing, they'll try to maintain dual citizenship.
Yeah.
I don't see the athletes doing any different.
Yeah, but you see, I read the first in the press release from J3s, that this is about international competition. So that is the key component in the whole grand scheme of thing. So yes, you leave and go to greener pastures, whether North America or Europe, and eventually you're gonna get your citizenship. But there's not gonna be a doctor's Olympic. There's not gonna be a teacher's world championship. So there's a difference where that lies.
Yeah, I know there are some nuances that would set the athletes up differently and the situation differently. But at the end of the day, there are parallels and there are similarities.
Mm-hmm.
And the bottom line is that
I think the similarity is more the moving for remuneration. I think that is where
for greener pastures,
right.
Yeah. And people just have to be reasonable. We can't. Yes, me love track and field, bad. My neighbor string cut pan track and field, but guess what? Me want to see other people prosper too.
Mm-hmm.
And as much as, and we have to understand, say, some have to move up and move out to make other people get a chance. Jamaica team is one of the hardest teams to make, along with the US and maybe Canada and UK. So when some of these athletes move up and move on out and branch out, it gives opportunity to other athletes who probably would not have had a chance. And we have to look at it like that. We can't just look at it through a narrow lens. We can't be selfish and say because we want to win all the championship and all the gold medal for our glory, for us to sit on the sideline and celebrate. At the end of the day, the athletes also have to think about themselves. So, we just think that people need to reflect and say, you know what? Them look out for them interests. And too often we hear the cries of athletes who represent Jamaica to the last, and they don't get treated the way they deserve to be treated. Right? Not everybody is a Shelley. Not everybody is a Safa. Not everybody is an Elaine. You understand? So those who can make a headway out for themselves. I mean, no, if you listen to the athletes, them all have a story as to the reason why they're leaving. And each of them valid. Hibbert talk about him being injured and how the injury could have been avoided if they had taken care of the pit the way they should have, even though he had asked them about it and they brushed him off at the meet. And he got injured and nobody turned the black at them eye for if I lie, I him tell it. He said it on live. Right? And you have to trust the athletes, them. They know what they're feeling. They know what they're going through. At the end of the day, everybody will look out for their own interests.
Do you think that sometimes they go overboard in establishing these points?
You mean the athletes?
Mm-hmm.
Of course, some of them embellish the facts. Them embellish it. And I want just I won't call out the particular athlete,
Mm-hmm.
but he made some statements. And when I think it was, I remember who it was that did some fact checking and come back to him, and he couldn't respond. He made some allegations against Jamaica, why him get and why him never get, and he was proven wrong. I didn't see him come back and apologize. So of course some of the athletes do embellish some of the facts and then go overboard, as you would put it.
Mm-hmm.
But not all of them are going overboard. Not all of them are emotional. I know some people brush off Thomas Dodd as being emotional when she went to the Olympics and how she felt about it.
No, man, I don't think anybody brushed her off. I think her situation was the people were they were actually behind her in that. Because
Some
I
people
think
were, but some people felt like she was being overly dramatic or
nah,
emotional.
well,
Some people don't understand.
no, I didn't get that from my interaction.
You know, we just like people to just be honest and say, put themselves in the shoe. What would they have done had they been granted certain opportunity? What these athletes are being granted, or offers that they're being offered. Not everybody go turn on certain offers. Some people are going to jump on it. Them say, hug say the first water you catch your wash.
I think I agree with you, Carla. But if you are gonna equate it with other professions that are not going to switch allegiance, then I can't agree with you on that. But I understand the opportunity that come. People will take up opportunities.
Of course.
You know?
All the time. All the time. Coach, don't we have some good universities at Jamaica?
Yeah.
And
I
all the
went to
time
one
we
of
see
them.
students. Of course. I went to two before I left there. I went to two. Right? But we see students finish sixth form or CXC and they head abroad. And sometimes the other day I saw it in the newspaper, quite recent, like a week or two ago. The student who passed how many subjects? I think she's from St. Thomas and she traveled by bus daily to come to school in Kingston. Now she's finished and she's trying to get into a college abroad to do a course that is offered at all the universities out there. And she wants people to, I think somebody's encouraging her. She's trying to get a GoFundMe thing going. And I'm like, okay, if you are getting scholarships, yes, go for it. But don't expect somebody to pay your way to go to a college abroad, to go pay how much thousands of US dollars to go study something that you can study right there in
Yeah,
Jamaica.
but it's an international degree. Everybody rather have an international
Listen
degree
me,
than a
listen me.
local degree, no?
My degree from the two universities I went to in Jamaica were treated with utmost respect. None of my degrees were shunned. None of my degrees were frowned on.
Yeah, but if you
The
look on
degrees
the
from
doctors,
Jamaica
them
can be used.
yeah, Carla, but that
Yes,
doesn't go for all profession, because if you look at the doctors, them they have to get retraining, before them going at the hospital go work, yes. So the North America and the European country probably not just accept them like that.
without giving away too much, I have friends who are doctors who left Jamaica and come work right here in the US without having to go through no. Listen to me. I don't hear say these are people I mean no.
Then do something and not tell them, man.
That is the thing. We tend to believe. We tend to believe. You see the University of the West Indies. The degree carries weight.
Yeah, I know. I went to UE too, so I know that
All
it
right,
carries a
it
lot of
carries
weight.
weight. It carries
UE is
weight.
one of the when I was going there, UE was one of the top 5 in terms of research in the world. So
Okay, all right.
I know that it they carry a lot of weight. But in terms of a doctor, I know a doctor. I have a doctor friend, and she moved to the US and she couldn't get no work. She have to start over. She have to do some courses
Well,
to get
guess what? You have
certified in
doctors and
the
you have
state where she
doctors and
go.
I have transcripts and you have transcripts. It depends on what her transcript was saying.
Well,
Tell me, I tell you that.
somebody's
But,
asking you where in the US are those, or your doctor friend is working.
New York City. New York City. New York City.
Okay.
All right.
I'm not gonna argue with that still, caller, but I know someone who studied medicine at UWI and they went to the state and they were not working as a doctor. They had to get certified. I'm not sure if it was like a specialist thing they had to get certification in, but I know some certification had to be done.
Yeah, it is possible. It is possible. I wouldn't just flatly reject that point. But I'm saying people, we tend to knock what we have at home for what seems to be better abroad.
Mm-hmm.
It always work that way. It always work that way.
So why did you move?
Why did I move?
Mm-hmm.
Because my family was moving here.
Your family was moving? Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. And in any case, I would have moved because, the salary was compared to what I could earn with the same degree that I get in Jamaica or had in Jamaica. The salary was even though here compared to what other professionals were working at the time was pretty low, it was 3-4 times better than what I was getting in Jamaica. So when you compare the salary scale here for what you're doing in Jamaica and what you're doing here, it's worth the move. I guess for some professions, it's worth the move. It's worth the move.
Okay, I get you.
But I don't want to make it about me. It's about the athletes who are being,
okay,
treated in a manner. Now, them represent us well. We're cheering for them. Just last year, we're cheering for them. Just last year, they were everything to us.
I think last year the people were more against the J3s and what the J3s didn't do to keep them.
Right. And you see how quickly now they turn on the athletes now ready to boo them.
But we know said the Jamaicans are wagonists. We said that for a long time.
Yo, trust me. I feel it for the man them. I feel it for the athletes them. As me tell you, say it burn my belly when me hear say the man them left, But they feel it, man, because I say, boy, them man represent us well. And the man them decide to leave. But at the same time, I have to step back and say, you know what? Them have their interests to look out for. Them have them families to look out for.
Right. And as Roger Stoner said, he said that in an interview without, I think he was one of them that didn't say too much in terms of what the federation didn't do or did do, He was merely talking about it was a professional decision on his part. So I think that's why probably he's devastated because he didn't say anything. And then, to have something like this in terms of the results, it's not good for him,
Listen, man, we not for laugh after people downfall. We not for laugh after people downfall because we don't know what ours will be. These athletes are family. They're Jamaican still. True and true, they're Jamaican.
Of course, they are Jamaican. We can't take away their Jamaicanness,
Yeah.
That is impossible to remove.
And I know they had no intention of giving that up either. It's just an opportunity that people them see and them move towards it.
All right, caller. We have our next call coming in and we want to share the line with everybody.
Respect. Yeah, man. Respect.
Big up yourself, man.
Cool. Yeah, you too.
Caller, welcome to the show.
Hi, good night. First time calling in.
Good night. Thank you for calling. And what should we call you?
Shining light.
Shining light. I have my glasses there. I cover my face so the light no distract me. Go ahead. What say you?
Yes. Concerning the situation with the athletes, I am a parent of an athlete. Well, my son is 23 and he really out there trying to make it. And I think that these athletes, I don't think it's anything that they don't want to like get up and say they don't want to represent Jamaica.
Mm-hmm.
The opportunity came. I think it was a financial decision, and all the people talking. Nobody saying nothing about the Jamaica Athletics Association need to treat the athletes better. Nobody has said that. Are they saying let it take that? Let it take that. I mean, as an athlete, you can't even go look nowhere else because you still got to train. So it's hard to juggle, and then this is a really, I feel so bad for the athletes, them young athletes there. Because in the next 10 years, maybe they're going to come out. And what's going to happen after that? Nobody think about that.
Mm.
I think this is a really bad thing why the World Athletics came down and instead of going to do. I don't like it. I feel really bad about it. I mean, I am not Jamaican, but I am just thinking about the athletes. Because it had to be something where they decided that they're going. It can't be that they were getting compensated so well and they just decided that they're going. It got to be something.
Mm.
So I think that they really need to look into that and try to help the athletes. Yes, Jamaica have a lot of athletes and it's very difficult to make the team. So why they don't if someone to go, let them go represent other countries. If they're getting the monetary opportunity, I ain't see nothing wrong with that. And I feel also that they're forcing them to go. So
Hold on, shining light.
coach.
Hold on.
Yes.
Nothing is wrong with it, but remember, say when you do certain things, you have to do procedure. If we use what the previous caller spoke about in terms of other professions moving, they have to follow some sort of process to get their stay in another country. They can't just decide if you
Get
say,
up
yo,
and go.
Moanga Europe, Moanga UK, Moanga Canada, Moanga US. No. Even if you say you want to go, you have to put things in place. There are certain things that you have to do. So I think that is one of the situation where
Okay.
where
I
where
agree.
where the world athletics might be,
I
against it.
agree. And coach, I strongly believe a Jamaica push this. When I look at how they were treating the boy, who he name, so he gonna go to the bobsled thing. That they hurt me to my core.
Oh,
How they
that
were
Tracy?
treating the Tracy, how all that they played out. Me like to me the persons in authority, like they don't respect the athletes them. They don't respect them because all the talk you talk. All the talk you were hearing. I am wondering if they're calling the athletes after they hear that they're going. I wonder if they had a meeting with them and try to persuade them not to go or whatever. And all of this don't happen now. So what? They are forced to go represent Jamaica now?
No, they don't have to come back and represent Jamaica.
Oh, okay.
They
Why
still
this
can
is
have
so
their
messed
Turkey
up?
citizenship and go do some meets at Turkey, but them can't do the World Championship. Them can't do no Olympics.
Olympics. Oh, okay. It's a bad situation. It's a whole messed up situation.
Yeah.
I just hope that it work out good for the athletes because them got to come. Them have to be at the forefront of the work out for them and their family, and because this is just all messed up. But thanks for answering the call,
But
and I like to watch your picture.
shining light before you go. The people them want know
Yes,
me know where you come from, cause my phone a
yes,
informer.
this is my number.
Yeah, my phone a informer. But the people them want know where you come from.
Not tell them, but listen, right? I'm
Don't
gonna
tell
tell
them.
you, coach. When my son used to go to high school, right? I get a call from a Jamaican coach for him. He does the hurdles. I get a call from a coach in Jamaica
Mm-hmm.
for him to come. And I was so scared because all them tell them, yeah, kind of bad things happening in Jamaica, right? And I tell the coach, I don't know because me one good son, me must tell Jamaica, me all them bad things. But sometimes when I think about it, I say, I should have sent him because maybe they would have look after him and protect him and stuff from that side of Jamaica.
Mm-hmm.
But it don't happen. He got a scholarship he was in Lincoln and his coach in Lincoln is a Jamaican. So it still kind of work out. So
Yeah, no work out. All right.
No, yeah, work out there still in Jamaica, free Jamaica.
All right. But you said he's still doing tracks now?
Yeah, he's still doing track.
Okay.
He's still doing track. He was in school. He's supposed to graduate next month. And then he's still doing track and looking to see how far he would reach in it. So, and I, as a mother, I have to be a support him. And me tell you, he hard.
Yeah, definitely.
He hard.
For real.
He hard. But I can't lay him down still. I can't tell him stop it and come look at job. No, I still supporting him, still pushing him, putting everything into him.
Yeah.
Because that's me one good child.
Yeah, man. All right, big up yourself, shining light.
Yes, take care.
All right, cool.
Yeah, bye.
People, nobody no call the phone yet. Me see one caller come in for my phone, and me have to check out that one. Hold on. And me just have a bad feeling. Me nervous, people. Hold on there. Me I got mute. Me nervous. Hey, you see you, Carl. Actually, you know, you see that call when me just get a while ago? Me just feel relieved. Jesus, please. You talk about nobody in the on the line. Let me call back that caller here. Me I tell you, Virgin.
Coach Minty.
Yeah, man. Welcome to the show.
Yeah, man. You know, I say I'm here from England, yeah, man. But,
yeah, man. Howard from England, though.
Yeah, man. Here we go on now, my boss.
Yeah.
See, there's enough people who talk about them, but they move. All right, let me tell you something. I will agree with you. Say, a man just can get up and go with her, yeah? But guess what now? Everything takes process, yes? But I don't believe that if there wasn't room for the move where the youth they make, they would have made it, right? And I believe that JAAA, yeah, you see, if things was in place, coach, for athletes, get like look after. Mr. People are come talking in the chat about Jamaica mustn't do nothing for professional athletes, yeah. But look here, you see people, them don't know what go on in the athletics world, my boss. Look here, Minzy, me live a Moby and me sleep on that stadium, yeah. where some breeze, some cold breeze from JDFN with a kill we am seeing enough athletes enough athletes who get success, yeah. Have to sleep in a stadium too, yeah. And yes, when a man become a professional, my boss, some people don't know what the man them go through, yeah. Me know say, me and you know say, field athletes never get attention from J3. Field athletes have been balling out. They have been balling. Means me I follow this thing from 1978.
Yeah.
Yeah. I may tell you say the field athletes get a raw deal from J3. If you not come out as a fine recognized sprinter, yeah, Jamaica J3 and Jamaicans not see you and they don't know you. So all we hear and lick out means it. I tell you something. Me feel for the youth them. Cause me the want the youth them go make something out of them life with them talent. Cause guess what? Their talents are not recognized unless them win go a gold medal and man start knock pat cover and all them something. But before the youth them get success and them man start knock pat cover, when an athlete injure my boss and drop out by the wayside, you see, enough people don't know what the youth them go through. Yeah?
Yeah.
Hey, means I'm tell you something. Yes, if we athletes them when we are run things in the late 80s, early 90s. You know it's enough of them go away and you don't hear nothing about them again, Minzy? Have you ever taken note? Have you ever heard anybody ask about them? Have you ever heard anybody ask about where is Sonita Sutherland who run 51 at Champs?
Yeah, man. People ask about her. I know where she used to go.
No, man. No, man. I know that, man. How much she go?
Yeah.
But what me I try to tell you something, boss. When enough people drop out by the wayside, no people don't ask about them. When I go to America, my boss, you book them up, yeah? Nothing going for them, nothing absolutely, yeah? And Jay train and take up them phone and say, Sonita, what is happening with you? Can you report to us at the office? You know? And say, okay, say the girl fall for hard time. Them put her up on a welfare, right? My boss, the athletes have to go, they got tile for themselves. When them injure, they end up on their own. Yeah? And look here, athletes, you know make J3 report the people them. You remember the other day when I talk about one Puma deal, what they must name what they name take?
And Puma, Adidas.
All right. And for the athletes them did upset about it. Look here. People doesn't know what is happening when they come onto sports bars. Athletes put money in a J3 coffer, you know. Right? And the youth they don't get back nothing. The youth they don't get back nothing out of it, my boss. Right? The other day when Pinnock said he don't get nothing. Yeah? Bob's a great the man must be look out one time now one film and they must say, yeah man look 100,000. See? Bob's a compound TV. Oh. Did you say you never get anything from Jamaica? Big man, I can't send 100,000 come here, man, anytime for end, man. 100,000 I know not my boss. A 500 pound. A 500 pound. If me son dead right now Jamaica, I can't send 500 pound. Because I can't bury nobody. You understand? So when the man them go the boss, the man them make a move for a reason. One injury on your career done. When a career done, J3 I go help you. My boss, a wrong move God JAAA make. Believe me. Right now I'm upset. I
know them do it. I know them do it. Remember, sir, World Athletics do it.
My boss, if Jamaica ball out. If Jamaica J3 ball out, my boss. Read the cleaner today.
No, man, I'm not read the cleaner. I know that, man.
My boss, a JJ scream like a girl. A them scream out. A them do it. A God tell them do it. And agreed. Any of them like the youth, them God Almighty knows I wouldn't want to see Jamaica jersey again. Believe me, God, I wouldn't represent Jamaica again. I would have just do Grand Prix, Diamond League, get me sponsor, live off of my sponsor, live off of me, off of my talent, because I guess Jamaica stop me food. The youth one him Sachin Dennis from States. You know say you know from him stop you from going. The youth career go down to nothing at all. In done, you know.
But we don't know about that. I injuries take down in career, man. I know.
No, boss.
Listen me. Listen me.
The boss, mentally, my boss.
No, but I injured too. So now tell me, say that make him career. No, he get injured, boss. We can't speak like that.
All right, Sachin.
No, me not Sachin.
Well, I'm not coach. I'm going to agree with you because you're up on the ground and you know what I want. But I'm going to say, me meet the youth personally and Mobile. And Western champs, and me meet him back up at States again. The man mash up mentally, my boss. When a youth have them plan on something, my boss, and them stop it, yeah? The man I go run, you know, because he can run. But mentally, the man mind is not there, my boss. We are human being, and I know how human being function. Me, especially the youth them who like to come from country and youth them don't really have a a setting towards their life then. You understand?
So I will block it for him.
Oh.
For Dennis.
Well, you know say Dennis one was a little did a grown in a one little ring. You know, kind of different, you know, people get involved and all them stuff there, and you know, enough little things going with Dennis one. But then stop him too. Him get stopped. Yeah, him get stopped. You know,
so you're saying that to say, so Carla, you're saying that to say that it gonna mess up them 4 athletes, because then don't buy into the turkey thing already, you know. So yeah said this gonna mess them up.
No, not really. They're gonna feel aware. Because remember, so them are kind of established already, you know. You understand? So Sachin thing and for them thing would have been different. Because I say Sachin, I just they want young youth and see a local loophole of opportunity. I want to grab and time. You understand? But them man can make it still. Sorry, because them established already. If them get sponsor and all them something there, and them do enough to get sponsor, especially Ebert and so. But trust me, if I didn't represent Jamaica again, no, I'm not talking with no water in my mouth. And Jamaica call me I turn it down. Me no want to see Jamaica. That means, and all who want vex can vex.
All right.
Yeah?
All right, boss.
Yeah, man. Who want vex the boss? I don't care who want to be who want vex. Shall allow the youth them, man. Allow the youth them. Because look here, we have too much athletes from us. Look at in our springs. No, look how the woman them rise up. Look how the man them rise up. Everybody now can represent Jamaica. Everybody can represent Jamaica, boss.
All right. We respect for your call. Our next caller come in. See?
Yeah, man, no problem.
All right, big up yourself.
Yeah.
Caller, welcome to the show. You're live.
Yes, coach.
Yeah, man. Good night.
Greetings to you and the audience.
What we call you?
Objectivity.
Hold on. What we call you?
Objectivity.
No, man. Yeah,
objection.
Man. Yeah, objection.
Not objection.
That name that sound better. Objection.
No, objectivity.
The only objective person here is me. But go ahead.
All right. So this is what me say. Me kind of on the fence with this whole situation.
My defense tear down still enough.
Me understand. I want the athletes them to do well. Right? If an opportunity presents itself and them take it, I mean, more power to them. I think the problem with this whole situation, yes, it to me it fall right at the feet of JAAA. Yeah, I mean, no, say Turkey do what them do, them backhanded and stuff. But to me, JAAA has always needed to do more. and the effort. Granted, I don't think JAAA will ever be in a position to pay 500,000 US or whatever it is they must get in euros to any athlete. But if you show some concern, if I'm a medalist, if I'm a discus medalist and I throw and win a gold medal in the Olympics, boy, me feel say me should get a little recognition other than just a photo opportunity and some award from RJR or wherever, you know. There has to be more there. So that's why I'm on the fence, because I think the JAAAs need to get most of the beating. Turkey need to get some of the beating, but the athletes them seem to be the ones that going to come out on the wrong end of the stick. And that's why I'm on the fence with it, because we have to find a way for JAAAs to, they need to clean house. I strongly believe that you can't have volunteers from high schools and principals and then people that lately they said that it needs to run like a business, and it's true. They need to hire somebody that know what they do and can get funding for the JAAAs so that them can give something back to the athletes that medal at the very least, right? Not just the grassroots people them, because the grassroots people them, for the most part in Jamaica, it's set up in such a way that's why we get all of these athletes coming up and representing on the world stage. So I think the grassroots good, but at the senior level especially, them unless you're right at the very top in sprinting, you seem to be forgotten, and we need to get the federation. We need to clean house, and we need them. I heard something. I don't know if you might know. Is it true that JAAAs only have one sponsor, which is Puma? Do you know?
I can't say.
Well, okay, I heard that that's the only sponsor they have. No, and we know the story about the Adidas.
I think them have a Red Bull deal, man. I'm not sure how far it go, but I think last year sometime they make announcement that some Red Bull thing I got print on a shirt. I don't know where that went, but
okay, all right. But in the point I was gonna make is that JAAAs as a Jamaica as a brand, JAAAs, if they had somebody that knew how to do all of those, your first caller was spot on. When him?
Berto.
Everything Berto said was right. You need somebody in there that can do marketing, that can get funding. Jamaica should have about 1 million sponsors. People should not jump out of the woodwork to sponsor Jamaica, the JAAAs, so that sponsorship now can go back to the athletes. Some of that can go back to the athletes. World Athletics need to get some leaks too, because World Athletics come down on this situation to reverse it, which I'm in agreement with. I don't think turkeys of the world should just sit back and say, oh, what if them just come and so next year, the next Olympic cycle, then just come again and take the next crap? No, I'm not believing in that. But World Athletics make a whole heap of money. World Athletics come down on Turkey and do that type of thing. They need to come down on federations or countries and say, no, you have to do right by the athletes, right? Because World Athletics, let me look it up. World Athletics make almost $8 billion every Olympic cycle. Where that money go? How come when athletes win a gold medal in the Olympics or any kind of medal in the Olympics, them not get paid? So the money have to.
But is that a J3 problem or a World Athletics problem?
Well, no, that's what I'm saying. Both of them need to get licks, but in this case, Jamaica need to get some licks because them don't treat athletes right. I don't know if they'll ever be able to treat them right like Turkey would. As far as financially as Turkey would, but you have to give them something. There has to be some kind of compensation for when the athletes do well.
Is that the modus operandi across nations, member federations?
Say what?
Is that the modus operandi in other member federations?
Some of them, I think. I don't think all of them are like that, but there are some federations or some countries give almost $1 million for if them athletes win a medal.
But are those countries those countries have a lot of athletes?
No, they don't.
Because you have to take into consideration Jamaica's whole setup, you know.
But that's what I'm saying. So that's why it go back to. That's what I'm saying, coach. It go back to funding.
Right, and seeking sponsorship.
Yes, sponsorship, right? So if them have, if JAAA have a lot of sponsors, and them have, let's say them have a $500,000 to give to athletes that medal, and each time you get, let's say it's $50,000 US, whatever it is, them need to get something. You can't just pat them on the back and say, well done. Because in this case, Turkey come calling and them go, it's going to be a no-brainer.
Yeah, but objectivity, have a look upon it. Jamaica's scenario and situation is completely different. I mean, the only thing I could speak to that is based on the proposal that Adidas would have made, then that would have assisted some of the athletes. I don't know what Puma is doing, but Jamaica and the federation cannot pay the athletes. And if we're talking about giving them something, some people it's just gonna be a drop in the bucket for some of them, because what the athletes go through to complete a year's training is millions of dollars. And that is just one athlete. So if we normally have a lot of medals coming in, 13, 12, 10 medals, right? And people who make finals, and we try to do something for them. Jamaica can't afford it. So the point that you made about, we need somebody who can market the thing, generate funds, stop just look on probably the main sponsor that we have, put on events, do stuff. So that we can actually get some more funds coming in, because one set of money alone can't cover everything. If you have another stream of income coming in, it will do a whole lot. It might not reach up to the 500K, but it can do something. So in that regard, I understand, but Jamaica can't just go out and pay the athletes.
No.
They can only give them a compensatory amount when they do stuff.
We're saying the same thing, coach. What I'm saying is that that's why we need new leadership. We need a different structure set up in the JAAA. I'm not saying that they should have gotten. I'm saying that we're not able to give them any money or pay them or compensate them in any way, shape, or form. So what we need is new leadership that can now put different things in place so that them can get this. I mean, Jamaica, the brand JAAA should be able to get a lot more sponsorship than the one or two that them have. And so them should be able to get enough funding and sponsorship that them shouldn't be able to cry poverty.
Yeah.
So that's the point. That's why I said JAAA need the crux of it is that JAAA should get most of the beating. But I'm very sorry. I'm very, very sorry for the athletes, the position that the athletes are in, because it's them them caught between a rock and a hard place right now. Them is almost like them can't come home. If you listen to some of the fans.
Yeah.
And maybe them not even going to want to represent, even if they wanted to come home, them probably not.
Ego and pride are going to chip in. Yeah, and pride and motivation. Yeah. It will be good to have them, but once they are going the route of continuing the process, to go to CAS, appealing it, then that them really not into the situation of coming back to represent Jamaica.
Yeah. And by the way, I don't think they're going to win that, but we'll see. Anyway, that was my 2 cents.
Yeah, man. Respect objectivity.
All right?
Yeah, man. Cool.
All right, coach. Big up yourself.
You too. All right. So yeah, that's objectivity. Good points. You see, it caller, you have to call on WhatsApp. Let me end the call there. Let me see who else did that call. All right, I'll call back someone who did that call. It's a tough for some of the athletes them to come back, even if they want to come back. Mentally, trust me, them probably would have disconnect already. Not disconnect from Jamaica, but in terms of representation. Well, if I call it, I come in now. I try to call about that person and now get through. All right.
Yes, good.
Good night. Who this? Witter?
Yes, I.
What go on?
Well, I see some people are born out and I say, yes, the youth them deserve it and this and that. And me I say, say people emotional because
yeah, man, we are emotional being.
Yeah. But me I say some people are just so focused on represent Jamaica, represent your country, represent this, represent that, don't sell out, don't this, don't that. You know what I mean? Like enough of them people that we are coming, them probably they are foreign. Right? They migrate, them get green card, them do so why you never just represent Jamaica? Stay and build a country, stay and fix some patrol too. You know what I'm saying? So them something they like, so why the athlete them can't have a choice too? For better for themselves, right? Look on Favor Ophelia, for example. She wants to represent Nigeria. She loves to represent Nigeria. But Nigeria always make some little stupid blunders like, all right, she qualify for the 100, she qualify for the 200, all of a sudden, she's not registered for the 100. Things like them, the mistake like that, no fear make. That's so.
Yeah, and it not only once, mistakes. But twice.
But twice, right? Those are some, those are some, them are mistake when no fear make. If she did say, boy, she did at the hotel, and them never provide enough sheet for them, right? And them never provide maybe enough balanced meals for them. All right then. Even though that still is a blunder enough. But something like registering the athlete for run, that a big blunder. So me can understand why she are frustrated and want to leave. Plus the monetary benefits too. You know what I'm saying? Because when you do that to the athlete, when you not register the athlete in the event, you are taking bread, you are taking money away from that athlete. So if that athlete did register for the 2 events and do the 1 and the 2 and make the 2 finals, and more money for athlete that.
Yeah, in regards to your sponsor, because some of the sponsor them once they make final, they get bonus.
Bonus. All right. So you take bonus from the athlete right there, sir. You take accolades from the athlete right there, sir. You take a potential medal from the athlete right there, sir. You understand what I say to you? We could have boost the athlete career. We make the athlete now for bad really think for say boy, she have left your country. Now, with the field events athlete them now in a Jamaica now. In a Jamaica you want me there. Right? With the field events athlete them, people have to understand say brands and sponsors really and truly do not give much attention to the field events unless you're an amazing standout like the pole vault youth. You know what I mean? Unless you're an amazing standout like the high jump guy from Qatar. You know, you have to be like standout, pantapa, standout, pantapa, standout, and even then you still not make close to where one standout track athlete would be making. So that is a huge difference in pay gap and sponsorship between the field and the track. A huge difference when it comes to who is more marketable, who are the people watching more. Most people that are watching Olympics, they are watching for the track and not the field, right? Most people that watch the field is just by buck-ups because they were watching the championship in order to be early to catch the 100-meter final, and maybe the long jump is going on before it, and so them catch it and so them end up seat, right? But it wasn't of major interest, right? So now when it comes to the field event athlete, them, it is more difficult for them to get quality sponsorship, right? So when you look at the tours, them, a lot of tours that we in Jamaica, we in a tour good, them never get a big sponsorship. You talk about a man get some of tour them we get sponsored, right? Get us 50,000 a year from one shoe company. You have to pay whoever out of that. You have to pay a manager out of that. You have to pay a masseuse out of that. You have to do all of them delicacy there, right? By a look, them have 1.5 million Jamaican dollar left, right? As a top athlete. Them they sitting there and say work is them they really get no big money. Zine, so you have to understand when Rajinja get a bronze medal and still deliver pizza. And Turkey come to him. He might go say, yo, boy, may I go over there? And he probably don't want to go, you know. Like, he probably don't want to go from a patriotic standpoint. He probably don't want to go to Turkey.
He said
nobody
it.
No want to
He said it.
Yeah, nobody don't want to go to Turkey from a patriotic standpoint. He represent Jamaica. He feels so sweet. So he don't want to go to Turkey. But when he goes and sit down and look and say, boy, I'm there, I deliver some pizza. Plus, me if you think about training, we can just train and make some money and hurry up and come out of sport in the next 5-6 years with a piece of food in my pocket. Let me grab on this for now, yeah, man. Right? So I understand Rajinja. Right? Now, the next youth now, where do they Olympic record?
Roger.
No. Roger. No. Roger have the Olympic record. Zine? To my knowledge, Roger still named that get where him fear get as an Olympic record holder. That no make no sense to me. Me not understand that part there. In terms of the sponsors, them and them sitting there. He my Olympic record holder and them still not really.
Yeah, because they don't put the same emphasis on the field events in comparison to the sprinting events, because you get more viewership, you get more whatever from. It's more interesting when people race than when people throw, even though you have some diehard fans of track and field, no matter which one they're going to, you know.
Yeah, exactly. So now you see how crazy this is. Me just try to show the people them open at them feelings. And like, why are you happy that the people them now get to make their money? Why are you happy so? Like, what is wrong with you? Anyways, now the man is a gold medalist, Olympic record holder. That are the pinnacle of the discuss through. The pinnacle of world record alone left him broke. And the man still not getting any attention from the sponsors. What you think he gonna do if Turkey come to him with a piece of food? So that are three people me talk about a while ago, right? Me talk about the Rajinja, me talk about the something there. My guy from the discuss. No, that are two people, right? Don't know Ophelia, right? No,
yeah.
No, all right. So with them, they may say, yo, I understand the people in situation and why they would because Ophelia got through so much with the country itself just a fight against her. And the true youth them are top true and still not get no solid quality sponsorship, which is crazy to me. So the brand them now sponsor them. So when you have truers now, cause this mean other countries too, you know. The truers them still not get no attention, even when them in other country, them not get no attention from the brands. So who come in place when the brands cannot come in? Who come in place, coach? The country.
Yeah.
Exactly. So therefore, the truers are heavily dependent on Jamaica, which is unable to support them. You understand?
So hence they would have the decision to make would have been easy for them per se. But somebody is saying why not? Is it difficult for a thrower to actually consider doing a 9 to 5 while training?
Of course, it's difficult. What them talk about? Them don't know it. All right. Maybe a lot of people don't know. No, you see, man, them throw the big every some of them. I don't want you to think that this is an easy thing, you know. These guys are lifting the heaviest weights. They are in the gym 5-6 days a week, lifting weights.
Yeah, man. And the shows them deal with the weights different from the sprinters, them, you know.
From the sprinters now lift no weights compared
Yeah,
to
man.
them
people eat up your weights.
Yeah, them are bench 4 or 5 daily. Them are those only for snatch and clean. Them are the only for split jerk heavy. Them are the only for good mornings. Them are the only for squats. Them are the only for explosive deadlift. Them are damage them body. Every chua have a back problem. Every chua have a back problem. Every shot put man have a back and shoulder problem and neck problem.
And knee.
Them have and knee and that. So them are for them body deteriorate so much, and they don't have the funds to spend on either taking care of them body, plus the food. When it comes to chewing now, you have to eat like a dog, right? I remember a chew friend of mine, which is an Olympian, that the man they used to eat KFC every day. I mean 12-piece chicken, them something they put on the weight. For sure they discuss, because they same need to put on more weight, more size, to get more power. Right? Because man lift so much weight. And it just look unrewarding to me enough at the time, because they might do all of this and still not get no help. So I understand why they would do that. See, and then again, when you look on it, look how crazy this is, you know. For sure, so nobody really pay a field events of mine now. My guy there, the Olympic champion. World Olympic record holder. I don't him have 50,000 followers by Instagram. I don't him have 40,000 good.
But the response from the fans would be why they are not putting out stuff to interest the world, so that the world can latch on to the platform, can see what they are doing, and start our followers. Can they go live? Can they do this? Them not interact with the fans, some of them.
That is 100% true. But that's why I hold them accountable to that. I always say them need to promote themselves. But when a man say, oh, we can get $1 million from Turkey and not promote themselves, we mad. Now have to kill up a try promote itself. I do more work on top of the athletic work.
Yeah, but
you understand?
But the owner would be on him now. You get that big money there. Try get a team so them can market the thing.
Yeah, but did they get the money?
What you mean if they start get money? You think so they would go in a deal and not get the money and sign contract? What you mean? Man, they get money. All me see people are talk about them now they not get the money and whatever. And man, they get money.
All right, but when I say now, why them need to do no promotion now when them reach them goal, you know, because in them they expect this to flip on them. It's still no flip yet, still in a car Turkey appeal.
Mm-hmm.
You understand? But they don't expect it to flip on them. Now, me not go down to Jaden Hibbert yet. He is the only one out of all of them when me say he could have gone and wall it a yard there. Because KFC running, if memory serves me right, I think Digicel running, right? And he has a marketable personality.
Mm-hmm.
Vibrant and very expressive and them thing there. Right? And people love him. The fans then really love him. And from a global perspective also, because he's very entertaining. Not everybody have the entertaining thing there about them. When he jump, you can just see the jaw in a way, do. And he is a very young youth, so he have time. Right? Yeah, one could say the same for Pinnock too, but Pinnock in terms of personality-wise and them thing, the plus the sponsorship, Pinnock didn't get no local sponsorship like that, like Jade, like Hibbert. So Hibbert are the one who say he could have gone and hold it and he would have still boss because he depend on a good trajectory for win couple gold and couple silver and couple title and then belt and some Diamond League. So me think him could have hold it, but then again, me don't know how much they offer him so. Right? Because you have to understand when a man, where a man I go through, You see me, I say, if you're there at Jamaica, and your job pay you $5 million a year, which is a good salary at Jamaica, but you get a call to come on a foreign job, where I go give you $150,000 US a year, and them are going to provide housing for you. Even though $5 million a deal with you good at Jamaica, you know. You are going to give 150 a chance with housing provide for you and try to save some money for go back a yard. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Me give people a perspective.
Quickly, can we some more caller come in, you know?
All right. Make you know a quick perspective, people, and then I will come off by forth. We want finance minister. Where the tripling pay to 26 million dollar get offered 500,000 US a year to go work at IMF, and he left out of Jamaica government as a finance minister and gone a foreign, gone work for the IMF for $500,000 US a year, and he done rich already at Jamaica. So why not trouble at lead them for? Anyway, big up on yourselves.
That is a good one with that. That is a good one. Big up yourself. All right, let me see. You can call about the person did that call. No, I saw that picture up on the phone. Caller, welcome to the show. You're live.
Yeah, welcome. Yes, so in regards to the athletes, I think Turkey didn't do a good job in terms of, trying to find out, the depths of, what it means to transfer the athletes over there. So I think no, that's why they're falling in this kind of situation, because wasn't it the case that they would have contacted the World Athletic Association, you understand, to see what their take is on transferring the athletes before they let them, do
Yeah,
the
man.
necessary
Remember,
paperwork?
yeah, man. They would have checked all the boxes, crossed all the T's and dot all the I's. The problem is that they went. I think Turkey was brawling in our terminology, because they got off at 12 or 11 people one time. So they were brawling because the rule didn't set no standard for the number that you could have taken, right? But how they did it to posed a problem, because it was a government, what they call it now, coordinated effort to get some athletes. So how they did it, they might have, check all the boxes where the correct procedure, but the fact that they went after so many athletes in a coordinated way, I think that is where World Athletics had a problem. And remember, Jamaica tabled the point to World Athletics about the number of people who are moved, and this cannot happen. So if
and they were still going after more too.
And them still they do want more. Them want some sprinters, but because sprinter them hold firm, them decide say yo them now cut. You see me? But the sprinters would have had a little bit more leverage than the throwers and the jumpers. So
yeah, but so what is it now for them? They have to come back home to Jamaica?
No, they don't have to come back to Jamaica. They are residents of Turkey. They are citizens. The only thing is that they can't compete in any international competition. They can do one day meet down at Turkey, but I think after the appeal and possibly going to CAS, then we'll know what will happen. That's why we have to keep very close to this situation right now, because I don't think it's gonna be over or ending anytime soon.
Okay, so as far as it's concerned, so if they want to come back to Jamaica, they can come back.
I should think so.
Again, to switch back to Jamaica, they're gonna have to switch back to Jamaica, like do paperwork to switch their citizenship back to
No,
Jamaica.
remember, you can't be dual citizen, So you just represent whichever one. It's just that World Athletics blocked them representing Turkey.
Oh, so well, if I mean like them, because you know what though, who I think didn't need to go to Turkey, Jaden Ibert, because Jaden Ibert was doing good. He was injured, then he came back and he had a sponsor with KFC. So I don't think he of all the athletes needed, have a reason to want to go to Turkey.
A lot of people have been saying that. A lot of people have been saying that, but
yes,
he spoke.
KFC, but
Yeah, but him have a genuine case according to him. Him said him tell them to set the pit or deal with the pit a particular way. They didn't, and he got injured, and nobody called him, nobody reached out to him when he was going through the mental struggles of being injured. You know, nobody from the federation and all of these things. So everybody's case is different, and they felt some sort of way based on how they were treated. So.
Well, I think they can talk to J3, have their managers or stuff, and they put the differences aside and then have a plan moving forward. Because I think that would be good for their country. Because Turkey can't just wait to see we put in the work to get them to where they are, and then now they just come and take them. Hey, Carlos.
Yeah, that is true. That is true. But the J3 said that they. Yes, speak. So like you talk to somebody else.
Yeah, go ahead. I'm listening to you. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm saying J3 said that they will accept them with open arms. You know, somebody remind me that they're KC person, so you know J3 will welcome them quickly. 3 of the athletes are KC, so. But yeah, they did say that they will accept them with open arms. They are not holding any grudges
against them, right? And then what J3 have to do is to have them come in, sit down with them and talk with them, and then make a plan for them moving forward. Because I don't think they will have any problem. Like just come back and get your coach and get your training and go on. Turkey too bright. We put in the work to get them to where they're at, and then they want to come buy them out. I understand that is want money, but Turkey did too bright. But I just hope they come home and they talk with J3 and the manager talk and no grudges and just stipulate what they need to be done from J3 and then they can come to a common go
understanding.
Yes, understand each other and then do what you can do for them, and if they accept what you can do, you just move forward. They fit right back in, because it's not like it's gonna be hard for them to fit in. You just come and do your training and you represent your country. You just gone right back to where you were. You understand? So it's a sad situation for the athletes. But I think Turkey is so bright.
But you see,
yes,
these things that you're saying are good points, but do they actually represent the real world and the real situation for them to sit down and have conversation and work things out going forward? I'm not too sure if that can or will happen. I would love for something like that to happen, so that going forward, everybody on the same page. But will that happen?
Yes. But will that happen with either the athletes or J3s? Because J3s will have to reach out to them and say, we're open for you to come home. We have a discussion, or your manager or whatever. Let's see, what we can do to help you. This is how we are able to help you moving forward. Will you accept this? So that's what they have to try and reach out to them. But, so now they're gonna sit in Turkey and can't compete or anything like that?
Yeah, but I said it initially when this news broke, and me I gonna say it a different way. You pick your poison, and you have to just take your poison. And this is not, when I say that, I don't want nobody get the wrong impression. I say that to say they would have made a decision, and I think that it would have been a thoughtful decision. I don't think it's
right.
I don't think it's an impulsive decision. Right, they would have already think about it and know what they wanted. So when I say pick your poison, whatever comes with that decision, they have to just accept it.
I don't think with the manager, I think something wasn't right from the first time I hear it. Because even with Jaden Ebert signing, I thought, like, probably there's some fine print that they're not understanding. They have to just hear the money and then say, yes, this is good. But did you think through it, take the long term, whatever is going to happen, go from this country to that country where the culture is different, everything is different. And you understand?
Mm-hmm.
So I don't think they just hear the money and they just jump. Sometimes not every money are good money. You see what I mean? Sometimes when every money and good money, so they should have thought through it. Yes, me understand it sound good and anybody would don't want to jump into it, but I would have to read a lot of the fine print.
But based on, I see
But
somebody saying something in the comment about Ebert, but remember the agent said the agent apparently didn't know about the situation, you know. So that was, I would say, surprising to the agent. Somebody asked, when me get the hat, just look on where my finger go.
yeah, so I'm gonna hope something can work out for them and they can feel okay after a while, they have them agent and talk with JAAA and see, because the communication I think was not right from the beginning. They should have probably contacted JAAA, made an appointment to go and sit down with them and talk and say, okay, this so and so, so and so, but this is what they had to do, but it didn't work out. So, but we welcome them with open arms. So, when they're ready. So that's my few words.
Yeah.
This evening. So
all right, big up yourself, man.
Yeah, man.
All right.
They are working. All right. Bye.
Hey, you know what to call this? Black turkey. This is black turkey, and I'm playing on the word. It's not block, it's black turkey. All right, let me see who else did that call. Let me see if that person I got answer.
Hello?
Yeah, man, welcome to the show.
Yes, man, welcome. Thanks a lot.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, my take on this thing now, you see, is I want my input to be heard. We are a free country, right?
Mm-hmm.
We make choices for our own selves. Okay? So my take now is, why does JAAA want to put guideline in place to govern these athletes? It's the same thing that happens with the Cuban doctors who were here, because it's a communist system. This is what they are trying to bring to Jamaica, JAAA.
What do you mean?
I mean, did you have a freedom of choice?
Yeah.
Make a choice for your own self. This is with the athletes. The athletes are not employed to the government. Would you agree with me that they are not employed to the government?
Carla, I not hear you clearly,
No, I'm saying the athletes, they are not employed to the government.
To the government of who? Jamaica?
Contract. Yeah?
The government of Jamaica?
Yeah, the Jamaica government.
You're lying bad, man. See, in line bad, people. Call back, you're lying bad. Probably that not for go. That's why we not hear it properly. Hey, Ram Smith, say, yeah. Jaja, you always come with some things, eh? But yeah, people, I mean, again, when this debacle started, some people are call me, a lot of my friends they call me goat mouth, say me have goat mouth, because I said it, whatever decisions the athletes made at the time, they would have thought it through. It wasn't an impulsive decision. It wasn't a spur of the moment decision. No. Right? So, the fact that you make, and this is a life lesson, I may say it that time too. I say it again. Any decision you make in life, it has its consequences. And I spoke about it even when athletes decide to go to university overseas. Right? when athletes decide to go pro out of high school, when athletes decide to go to a particular camp. So every decision you make, right? So it can be negative or it can be positive consequences. You make a decision to go overseas and it work out for you. Boom. You do 2 years in a university and you're going good. You get an NIL deal. Boom. You get a massive contract. You can just cut. Stop running for the university and still go classes and you become a pro athlete, right? So every decision that people make, it has its own share of consequences. It's just sad, and like Roger's agent said, he's devastated, he's disappointed because of the outcome, because he did all that he should have done, you know. But this sounds very different, you know, because it sounds as if Roger's agent is saying that he did all that he should do, but then it sounds as if it was Turkey who made the appeal or the request on behalf of the athletes. Why? Like a lot more to this thing, you know, folks. Coach, tell that caller the government has nothing to do with this. No. You know, I wasn't hearing what he was saying, Olive. And the phone lines start break up. What are the rules of football or other sports about who can play where? I know for football, Kelly, if you're at a particular age and you play a game, any youth game, if you're under a certain age, you can represent any country at the senior level. But for example, Jamaica recruits a lot from UK. So if a baller play U19, U18 for England, in the future after that age or eligibility, he can actually play for England or Jamaica if there's grandparents or parents who were born in Jamaica, and that can be proven. So that's how it goes with the football. Yeah. So the thing with Turkey, I think they roll it over in terms of people who discuss football. They think that this decision is off track because these fellas probably don't know nothing about Turkey when they were introduced to this offer. You see me? Or they had no connection to Turkey. All right. That may we'll call it Turkey too bright. Tracy, you know, I'm calling, or are you just calling, Tracy? I see him term that you're losing a Turkey too bright. Tracy, are you calling just now? I make we know, sir. Are you Tracy? In Tracy? If me did ever know, sir, you. They didn't consult J3 when they were signing with Turkey. No, that's what the J3 said. It was in the media they heard it, and later on they got information from the Turkish Federation. Heritage and number of games played. J3 need to sit down with Puma and get a better deal to benefit the athletes. You have to have heritage. No, that's better comparison instead of those silly non-sequiturs. Puma definitely need to do more for the athletes. I would welcome them back. I have no hard feelings against them. I have the hard feeling with Turkey. Turkey. So, you know, eat turkey, Tracy. They did it to hurt the J3, and that should not be so. Communication is the key to anything. Hey, that's a good point, you know, Jules. I said, Jules, yeah, short gems, Jules. Hey, people not say Jules are short gems. Jules a good lady, you know. I mean, not say girl. Look how J3 do Nayoka Clunis. I think she should leave. They go about it the wrong way. They did the wrong thing out of emotion. So hold on, Kelly, me answer your question and you not tell me thanks. Yeah, tell Rob Smith thanks. Eh? All right, Jules, me hear you. Or me no hear, me see your comment. In Kelly, are you for calling now, you know? Anyways, people, we're gonna end the show now because we're not calling slow up, you know. But we're gonna have another phase of this situation because we await the appeal, and if it goes to CAS, to see how they're going to go about if they're going to be eligible, or the decision, CAS is gonna overturn the World Athletics decision, and we see where the athletes go from there. Yeah. Furthermore, a pure dongada the side world it work put in there. Huh? Tracy, oh, you call a while ago, you never make we know, say that me I talk about. Beerback, you work with CAS? Remember, so there are loopholes in laws. You hear, Beerback? Remember that. In Tracy, oh, you call in a while ago. She not to say nothing. She ignore my comment. Kelly, are you where wait for now? Coach should just have a yearly action for athlete. Remember, said Turkey did approach me to, you know. And Una call me Turkish desk. Me make sure roll out now my Jamaica gear tonight, you know. You can't trick me. Let the athletes go make their money. That is true, Ronald, but I mean, there's a right way to do stuff. So I guess they just have to go through the process, hear what CAS has to say after their appeal, and see if it is favorable. All right. So it is what it is. No, me not beg Rob Smith. Me not beg. Move from there. Anyways, people, big up on yourself. It's always a vibe with the track fans. Big up on yourself. Me record one video from boy yesterday. I'll know me not release it because this thing come about, you know. But we're gonna see if we can release it possibly tomorrow. Jules, you have something that is called fast twitch and slow twitch muscle fibers, right? And I say this, even the throwers and the jumpers possess some amount of fast twitch muscle fibers, right? So, say that to say, I don't think they would have any one, Jules, that would possess those kind of attributes where their muscle fibers are concerned. So, possibly that's why they are going about recruiting. You understand? So, so much time, I said, Tracy B, you're calling, and you never make we know, say you, and you ignore. You go on, Tracy. You go on. You understand? You go on. Anyways, people, big up yourself again. On your way out, please like the video so that it can reach out, move places. You understand? JAAA should let Turkey match the money they give the athlete. Pay back all the money it takes. Yeah, but with the new rules, I think it's going to be more difficult for athletes to move. It is just what it is. For the sake of the athletes, I would definitely love for it to work out in their favor. Trust me. Because you wouldn't want them to invest their time and energy moving to that country and they aren't able to, represent, not even represent, but live their dream, so to speak. You understand? But anyways, stay safe, my people. Until next time. Peace. May I give one a little style and flavor.
Your style and your flavor make the city rock. They must say the season come out with a bang. Coach Minzy, best round here. Remember that.